Today on Nursing Matters, the career advantage most nurses overlook. I'm Christina, and this is your daily dose. Let's get into it. Whether you're headed into a shift, coming off of one, or listening somewhere between school drop-off, meetings, and everything else life throws your way, I'm glad you're here. Today, we're talking about something that can completely change the trajectory of your nursing career. And honestly, it's something I wish more nurses understood earlier in their careers. But first, let's get into today's nursing news. I was reading Becker's Hospital Review this morning, and one story really stood out to me. The article focused on how hospitals across the country are trying to prepare for what many are calling a retirement wave. Healthcare organizations are increasingly concerned about losing experienced clinicians, managers, educators, and leaders as large portions of the workforce approach retirement. Now, when I read that article, I immediately thought about what this means for nurses, because I don't see this as a workforce problem. I see this as a career opportunity. Think about it. When a highly experienced nurse retires, they don't just leave behind a vacant position. They leave behind years of institutional knowledge. They leave behind leadership. They leave behind mentorship. They leave behind influence. And someone has to step into that space. What I've learned after more than 20 years in healthcare recruiting is that many nurses underestimate how much opportunity exists around them. Sometimes nurses look at their current role and think, this is it. But healthcare organizations are constantly looking for future charge nurses, preceptors, educators, managers, directors, quality specialists, case managers, informatics professionals, and executive leaders. The question isn't whether those opportunities will exist. The question is whether you'll be ready when they do. And that's exactly why today's topic matters. Because the biggest career advantage most nurses overlook isn't another certification, it isn't another degree, and it isn't another year of experience. It's visibility. Now, before you roll your eyes and think we're talking about self-promotion, stay with me, because that's not what I mean at all. I want to start with a question. Have you ever worked with a nurse who was absolutely incredible? The nurse everybody went to when things got complicated. I'm talking about the nurse who always seems to just know what to do. The nurse who could handle a difficult patient assignment, support a new grad, solve problems, and somehow still leave on time. Most units have at least one. Maybe you're thinking of someone right now. Now here's the hard part. Have you ever watched someone else get promoted instead of that nurse? Maybe a leadership opportunity opens, an educator role becomes available, a committee chair position becomes available, and suddenly somebody else gets selected. I've seen this happen over and over again throughout my career, and many nurses immediately assume something unfair happened. Sometimes that's the case, but often that's not what happened at all. What happened is leadership saw something different. Because when organizations make promotion decisions, they're evaluating more than clinical performance. They're evaluating leadership potential, influence, communication ability, visibility. And that's where many excellent nurses unintentionally get stuck. Here's what I mean. Performance is doing your job exceptionally well. Visibility is helping others understand the value that you're creating. Performance is caring for your patients. Visibility is improving outcomes for your team. Performance is completing your assignment. Visibility is contributing beyond the assignment. Both matter, but they're not the same thing. And for years, nurses have been taught to keep their heads down, work hard, and let their work speak for itself. I understand where that mindset comes from, but the reality is that healthcare organizations are busy places. Managers, directors, executives, they're all extremely busy. And if your great work remains completely invisible, opportunities may pass you by. That doesn't mean becoming the loudest person in the room, and it doesn't mean bragging. It doesn't mean taking credit for other people's work. It means becoming professionally viable. So what does that actually look like? Let's get practical and create an action plan. One of the easiest ways to increase your visibility is through committee participation. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, Christina, I barely have enough energy to get through my shift. I get it, but hear me out. When you participate in shared governance, quality improvement initiatives, patient safety programs, or other organizational projects, something important happens. Leaders start seeing you differently. You're no longer just someone who clocks in and clocks out. You're someone invested in improving the organization. You're someone who contributes solutions. You're someone who demonstrates initiative. Those things, they really do matter. The second opportunity is becoming a preceptor. And honestly, I think preceptors are some of the most underappreciated leaders in healthcare. Think about what preceptors actually do. They teach, coach, mentor, they build confidence, problem solve, they influence culture. Those are true leadership skills. Think about it. Many nurse leaders began their leadership journey by precepting new nurses. Not because they wanted a title, because they wanted to help someone else succeed. So the third area is mentorship. And here's something I've noticed. The most successful professionals I know almost always have mentors. Not because they're struggling, because they're growing. One of the best things you can do for your career is identify someone whose career path you admire and start learning from them. Ask questions, seek advice, listen to their experiences. Most people are surprisingly willing to help when they see genuine curiosity and effort. Now, let's take a second and talk about networking. I know networking gets a bad reputation, but networking isn't about collecting business cards. It's not about awkward elevator pitches. It's simply about building professional relationships. And I want to share something I learned as a recruiter. A significant number of career opportunities never begin with an online application. They begin with a conversation. A former coworker reaches out, a leader remembers the name, a mentor recommends you, someone you've worked with thinks of you when an opportunity becomes available. That's networking. It's relationships, and relationships matter. Let's take a quick break. If you're enjoying Nursing Matters, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Every share helps us reach another nurse who may need career guidance, encouragement, or simply a reminder that they have options. Are you looking for nursing jobs, career insights, leadership resources, and tools to help you navigate your career with confidence? Join the RN Network today. Get the latest career news, insights, jobs, and more. Everything you need to effectively manage your nursing career today. Visit rnnet.org. Now let's talk about what you can actually do this week. I don't want this episode to be motivational fluff. I want it to be actionable. So here's your challenge. First, schedule one career conversation. Maybe it's with your manager, maybe it's a mentor, maybe it's with someone whose career you just simply admire. Ask one simple question. What skills should I be building right now if I want to grow my career over the next 3 years? That question alone can change your direction. Second, identify one visibility opportunity. Volunteer for a project, join a committee, offer to precept, participate in a work group. Raise your hand once. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start. Third, I want you to update your professional brand. When was the last time you updated your resume? Your LinkedIn profile, certifications, accomplishments, when did you do that? Many nurses are doing incredible things professionally, but nobody outside their immediate unit knows about it. Let's fix that. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. I think many nurses underestimate how valuable they really are. You become so focused on surviving today's shifts that you forget to build tomorrow's career. But your future career is being built right now. Every patient interaction, every relationship, every challenge, every project, every opportunity to lead. Those moments are shaping who you'll become. And here's what I know after 20 years of recruiting. Healthcare needs great nurses, but healthcare also needs great leaders, great mentors, educators, innovators, advocates. The opportunities are coming. The retirement wave is real. Leadership transitions are happening. Healthcare is evolving. And there has never been a better time for nurses to intentionally build the careers they want. Don't wait until opportunity knocks. Prepare for it now. That's your daily dose. Share this with a nurse who may not realize how much potential they have. I'm Christina. Keep showing up because nursing matters. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Nursing Matters Daily Dose. Are you interested in more career resources? Then hop on over to the RN Network at rnnet.org. Also, while you're at it, hit that like and subscribe button and share this episode with one nurse who really needs to hear it. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.